Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Health 360. This week on the show, we're telling you all about why just everyone wants a slice of the nutraceutical pie. Why is just everyone now putting their money on experiential wellness? Now, people are not just looking at avoiding illness, but they're also looking at being well in the sense that they're focusing on wellness. And that's the reason why the market for nutraceuticals is growing exponentially in India. Also on the show, the Oxford Dictionary word of the year is brain rot. What exactly is brain rot? What's the history behind brain rot? We're also going to be telling you about why every third Indian is now suffering from fatty liver disease. Fatty liver disease is striking early. But first of all, let's tell you about the time. It's 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon. You would be thinking, so what? Well, this is the right time to be in the sun, to be out here in the open and absorb the rays of the sun. Why is that so? We're telling you all about vitamin D deficiency, and that is our top focus story today. In spite of being a tropical country, by and large, a tropical country, and having enough sunshine, maximum Indians, you can in fact do a blood test for yourself and get an idea about how deficient all of us are in vitamin D. There are numerous reasons why we are so deficient in this nutrient. An essential nutrient, very, very important for your bone health, is what we know. Because there are so many myths surrounding vitamin D, we decided to bust all the myths. First of all, let's tell you about the timings to be out in the sun. Ask yourself, how much time are you actually spending in the sun on a daily basis? Probably you're going for a morning walk. During summers, maybe an evening walk. But the best time to be in the sun is now, in the afternoon. The midday sun is what helps you as far as vitamin D and the creation of this nutrient on your skin is concerned. The timings between 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. is the best time to be in the sun. There are many more reasons why we are all deficient in vitamin D. Let's tell you about them one by one. First of all, let me tell you about the problems that vitamin D deficiency could be causing. Lower back pain, muscle weakness, bone weakness, joint pains. These are the kind of problems usually that vitamin D deficiency would cause. Medical experts have also linked it to mood swings, depressive behavior, and generally feeling of low if you are not having sufficient vitamin D. So what is leading Indians to not spend enough time outdoors and eventually leading to this big deficiency that we see of vitamin D, this essential nutrient, in most of us? First of all is urbanization. Fast, hectic lifestyle. Lifestyle changes is preventing us from enjoying this medicine that nature has bestowed upon us. The rays of the sun that help in the synthesis of vitamin D. How much time are you spending outside? Have you asked yourself? The best way to get vitamin D is to be out in the sun. Midday is the best time. The time is now, like I said. To get the best benefits of it, avoid using sunscreen when you're out in the sun. You can use it later or maybe some other time. To get the best benefits, ensure that you're not using sunscreen. It's defeating the purpose, isn't it? Also, your arms and your legs must get complete exposure to the rays of the sun for the maximum synthesis of vitamin D. Now, there are very few vegetarian sources of vitamin D. That's a problem there. Fortified foods, cereals, and mushrooms. How many of us are consuming all of this on a daily basis? When was the last time you had mushrooms? So if this is the case, if you're a vegetarian, it'd be a good idea to monitor your vitamin D, get enough sunshine, get it right, and also take supplements. Well, if you're a non-vegetarian, there's a bit of an advantage there. Liver, egg yolk, fatty fish like salmon, for example, are excellent sources of vitamin D. So when it comes to food, non-vegetarians have a bit of an advantage there. The other reasons why Indians are not getting enough vitamin D is because of the pollution in the cities. Particulate matter up in the air make it extremely difficult for the effective rays of the sun to reach your skin, and it prevents the synthesis of vitamin D. That's one of the reasons why we are so deficient The other reason is our skin color. Now, generally, Indians have brown skin or have darker skin, which means more melanin. Effectively, melanin prevents the harmful rays of the sun, which is UV rays, from reaching us, which means we have more melanin and we need to spend more time in the sun for synthesis of vitamin D, as opposed to people in the Western countries who are lighter skinned and have less melanin. Well, it's often said that all roads lead to India when it comes to nutraceuticals. India offers excellent opportunities for the growth of this sector, which has seen a huge boom in the last few years and is only set to grow even further. In our next report, we'll get you up to speed with the market for nutraceuticals in the country. Why exactly is just about everyone wanting a slice of the nutraceutical pie? Why is everyone now so interested in experiential wellness? It's not just about preventing illness, preventing disease, having medicines for an ailment or for a disease that you could have picked up, but also on focusing on wellness for yourself. And that's the reason why, that's actually the exact reason why the market for nutraceuticals in India is seeing such a big boom. Here's more. There is a whole new market out there of products that are a bridge between pharmaceuticals and nutrition. The market is flooded with nutraceuticals. Celebrities are loving it, doctors are prescribing it, more and more people are turning to it. Gone are the days of reactive healthcare. Indians are now more proactive, placing a premium on prevention. We are information hungry. We're leveraging the technology to understand our bodies and make informed choices. Our digital savviness has empowered us to question traditional healthcare models and seek alternative solutions.
Actually, medicines have their limitations, and when you talk about wellness, it's about trying to avoid a medical situation, and all of us want to remain fit. So when you talk of remaining fit, it's nutraceuticals which can play their role. A person who is fit when consumes supplements at the right time, because you don't get the right type of supplements, supplemental support, I would say, vitamins, minerals from your natural foods as you should or you would be getting earlier. So today you don't get that. So what you need is a supplemental support all the time.
A lot of people are using or wanting to experience other ways of treatment like nutraceutical, experiential wellness to answer a lot of their health needs for two broad reasons. One, in the country itself, because of the government push around a lot of herbals, nutraceuticals, one, the larger need to understand how these products can help themselves has become a common understanding. They want to know more and hence they want to experience that as well. That's one broad thing. But if you look at a lot of complicated diseases today like cancer, like a lot other diseases, where a lot many times when we do not get answers in conventional medicines, people want to find answer because they need to make themselves better. They want to find answers wherever they can, and that's the reason a lot of other treatments like other areas of therapies, experiential wellness, nutraceuticals are gaining a lot of ground.
India's nutraceutical market is experiencing explosive growth and is poised to be a global leader. The Indian dietary supplements market is expected to reach approximately $10 billion by 2026 from $4 billion in 2020, with a notable 22% year-on-year growth rate. Nutraceuticals are products with physiological benefits that provide protection against chronic disease, improve health, delay aging, increase life expectancy, or support the structure and functioning of the body.
Nutraceutical has their own benefits, because when we are saying nutraceutical, we are anticipating some sort of benefit by adding them. So that means there may be some benefit in the form of better inflammation control, more glycemic control, maybe whether it is weight loss or muscle gain with high protein. So we have to have a purpose that why are we using them, because nutraceutical means we are using them as drug. So accordingly we have to evaluate what the patients or a person's need and then add as per that.
So as people now are aware of the benefits of nutraceuticals, they want to kind of focus on holistic health as compared to just curing their disease, right? So if you have diabetes or you have cardiovascular disease and you're consuming just the medicine, they will improve the immediate, levers and indicators in the body. But holistic wellness, your energy levels, how you feel on a day-to-day basis, all of that really depends on a lot of factors, and nutraceutical supplements can really supplement your overall wellness, how you feel, your immunity, energy, gut health.
which include gummies, powder, conventional capsules, and liquids.
Safety of nutraceutical, people are really scared, but let me tell you guys, it's mainly what you get from your vegetables, fruits. When you put it into a tablet form or a powder form, that's what nutraceutical is all about. So today we have got so many varieties. We have food supplementations, we have meal replacement shakes, we have got multivitamins, mineral tablets, we have got omega-3, we have got so much collagen coming up, we have got melatonin coming up. We have so many supplementation support which normally you would get from your normal foods, from your vitamins, minerals coming from your vegetables, plants. And today unfortunately you don't get it because of multiple crops, a lot of storage format. Today you get apple round the year, which is not a fresh apple. So you do need supplements, and there's a lot of variety available. You just need to get to the right person who can guide you how to use these supplements.
Nutraceuticals are derived from food sources, have medicinal and physiological values, and can prevent against chronic diseases, also have minimal side effects. Collagen, for example, is beneficial for skin. Melatonin regulates the sleep cycle. Fish oil improves heart health. Glutamine prevents muscle loss. Shilajit increases testosterone levels. What is it that the industry expects from the government?
So the relaxation of import duties and taxes on nutraceuticals is definitely that's something that should happen in the country. If we compare, let's say the traditional medicine, Ayurveda, nutraceuticals to a lot of other countries, like let's say China, there's a lot of research happening on traditional Chinese medicine and a lot of molecules that they are inventing in the traditional Chinese medicine, which comes from a lot of herbs. And when they go into production, a lot of production linked benefits are given to those companies in those countries. And if we have to develop nutraceutical market in India, we also believe that government should be providing that. And because a lot, or I would say a majority of the raw material in terms of nutraceuticals are grown in India. For example, curcumin, which is one of the largest selling nutraceutical of the world, India is the largest manufacturer of that. So with more and more production happening, if government support would come up, it would definitely help the whole industry to grow.
Medical experts in India are noticing a big rise in a problem which is in fact very silent. You and I may not even know, but we could be suffering from fatty liver disease because 1 in every 3rd Indian is suffering from fatty liver disease. It could be any of us. Experts also talk about how this is striking early. Younger Indians are being diagnosed with fatty liver disease. So what's really going on? What are the symptoms to watch out for? How can you prevent it? What are the solutions to this problem? This report has it all. It's a disease striking Indians early. It's striking children. It's a silent epidemic. A study by AIMS says that 35% of Indian children are affected by fatty liver disease. AIMS says approximately 38% of the Indian population is afflicted with fatty liver or non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which is NAFLD. That's 1/3 of every Indian. So what is fatty liver disease? Fatty liver disease occurs when fat builds up in the liver, primarily triglycerides and other lipids, making up about 10% of the liver's weight, potentially leading to liver damage. And why does that happen?
So fatty liver in simple terms is presence of extra fat in the liver, and we traditionally in our doctor's terminology used to call it non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. In these patients, it was said that there is no presence of alcohol in causing fatty liver. So fatty liver can happen in any individual who can have some few reasons. Most often we are seeing in patients who are overweight or have additional factors, can be diabetes, can be high cholesterol level, can be high blood pressure, can be insulin resistance. So now the terminology has been changed to MASLD or MAFLD, which is metabolic dysfunction associated fatty liver disease.
Well, there are two main types of fatty liver, NAFLD and alcoholic fatty liver disease, mainly caused by heavy drinking. What then are the risk factors of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease? Children and young adults who have high body mass index or BMI, have central obesity, are insulin resistant, have prediabetes, or have type 2 diabetes.
Metabolic dysfunction is a multifactorial metabolism disorder in some individuals. In some individuals, it can be just diabetes type 2. In some individuals, it can be, a disturbance in the lipid profile, which means increased cholesterol or increased triglyceride level, especially triglyceride level, which can cause fatty liver disease. Increased waist circumference, which is in international criteria more than 85 centimeters for men, more than 80 for women. That's one factor which is seen, and we can define this as coming into the metabolic syndrome. Or who have high blood pressure along with it, which is hypertension, or have obesity with it. These patients have a higher likelihood of having fatty liver disease, which is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease.
Poor lifestyles, mostly consumption of processed food, is seen as a major reason behind fatty liver disease. And that's why it's striking early.
We are seeing the prevalence of fatty liver disease is increasing exponentially every year. And I see that the prevalence is rising in the children population, the pediatric population, and also in the younger population. And the biggest factor is definitely lifestyle. The kids are exposed to a lot of processed foods. The culture of eating out and food delivery has increased exponentially in last 5 years, and we've seen the ease of ordering food at home from your app on your mobile is so easy. The ease of availability of packaged food, which is frozen, which can be heated and eaten up. Very few youngsters would take the trouble of cooking themselves a meal and choosing a healthy meal over, just a comfort and convenience of getting a meal delivered at home.
Fatty liver is the starting point for several metabolic diseases, such as type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even hypertension. But the good news is that lifestyle changes can reverse it.
Now, lifestyle modification begins at home, but most of the patients which I get, they want an easy fix. They want a medicine to treat it. So some patients where the fatty liver disease is purely because of lifestyle problem, they need to start adopting a healthy lifestyle. And the first thing that comes in healthy lifestyle is cleaning up your diet, cleaning up the wrong carbohydrates in your diet, cleaning up sweets, fried food, and carbonated beverages. Even the factor that people are used to buying juices which contain loads of sugar, that is a wrong culture. Fresh juice versus box juice is different. So I would say the first thing that begins at home is cleaning up your diet.
Sneha, can we start? We are rolling. Sneha, we are rolling. Can we start?
I think my brain's on a bit of a rock there. Actually, that is the Oxford Dictionary word of the year. Mindless scrolling, consuming nonsensical content online. That is what we're all suffering from, aren't we? You got a glimpse of that. Are you the same? Consuming useless content online, scrolling endlessly. Is that you? If yes, this report is for you. some Instagram, some Twitter or X, maybe some Snapchat, get into some online shopping, maybe just window shopping, open up all your WhatsApp forwards, read your WhatsApp messages, look into your phone once again and repeat that process after taking a 10-second break. Is that you? Does this describe you? It describes all of us at some point in time, doesn't it? And that's the reason why the Oxford Dictionary has this time around chosen the word brain rot as the word of the year 2024. Now, brain rot in the context of internet usage essentially means consuming nonsensical content online. It's mindless scrolling which has got no value addition to our lives whatsoever. That causes brain rot. All of us are suffering from it. Isn't that correct? Well, if this is the relationship with your phone, the first thing that you look at in the morning is your phone, the last thing before going to bed is your phone, then you are in a situation where we can then comfortably say that you are in a bit of a brain rot there, which means worsening state of one's intellect. The thing is that it infiltrates your life. You don't even know that you're doing it. In children, it may come up as reduced attention spans, irritability, unable to focus. In adults, it may lead to over-dependence on devices. Just can't recall anything. If that's what you're suffering from, if you feel that this is early onset of dementia, it just could very well be brain rot. The term actually suggests a kind of mental saturation where the brain feels rotted or overly fixated on a trivial or inconsequential topic. Preventing brain rot could be actually very difficult given the kind of overdependence that we have for everything on the new idiot box. But engaging in mentally stimulating activities could be one way of going about it, something that challenges your brain. Not just mindless doom scrolling, but things that could get you to think. Maybe playing an interesting game, maybe Scrabble for example, or solving a puzzle. That could in fact be stimulating your brain. There are other things that you also can do to help your situation. Ample sleep is extremely important. Mindfulness, the technique to tell your brain that this is that one thing that you're doing and you need to focus on it. Multitasking at the end of the day isn't a very good thing to do. Meditation and conscious deep breathing, extremely important from the point of view of keeping your brain on the track. Meditation reduces cortisol levels as well by 25%, altering brain activity. It makes one less error prone. Person makes a few mistakes just after 20 minutes of practice. Over a time, your brain will be trained to be calm. You'll not feel the need to go back to your device again and again. Brain rot can also stem from lack of activity. Physical activity has a direct bearing on your brain, on your mind. So ensure that you get in a lot of physical activity so that you don't feel the need to reach out to your phone time and again. Green time over screen time. Well, that is something that you should be prioritizing. Screen time is terrible. Green time is great, which means spend more time outdoors than you usually would, especially if you feel that your mind, your brain is on a rot. Also, junk food. Junk food, also good food. Junk foods and food noise can lead to brain rot. Healthy brain foods boost your mood, health, and endurance. Remember, chaos is bad, order is good. And that's the reason why clear your mind of all the chaos and get the order back in your life. Especially more so important as we head towards the new year. A lot of people take pride in multitasking. Honestly, I would at one point in time. But what it leads to is sheer mental exhaustion. So essentially focus on one thing, do that well, do that right. Multitasking may sound cool, but it's terrible when it comes to your brain health. This is something that I want to do. Perhaps I can also inspire you to do it. At least I plan to do this since the beginning of 2025, which is journaling. Write down things that kind of create a mental clutter in your mind. If you're anxious, if there is something that's bothering you, what is it? Don't just keep thinking about it all day. Write it down. You know what? Most times you'll actually find that it was pretty much nothing. It was just in your mind and leading to further brain rots. Well, that brings us to the end of this edition of Health 360. Find all of Health 360's reports on India Today's website, that's indiatoday.in. Also, Health 360's reports focusing on health, wellness and fitness can be found on our social media platforms, that's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. Until next time, it's bye from the entire team of Health 360. Take very good care of yourself.